Mana traders really not have. Okay, they do. Hey, Brad. We'll have to worry about that another time. All right, so
one tireless tracker?
Yep. One in the main, one on the side. All right, so tonight we're gonna run back Jund. We're gonna make a few changes though from last night. Primarily, we're going up to 6 pieces of discard. We're not running any fatal pushes. Last night I think we had 2. I've replaced them with an Abrupt Decay and a Dismember. Both of these answer Gideon of the Trials, which we faced twice last night. But Dismember is just an honest, clean card that deals with a lot of the problem creatures in the format. And Abrupt Decay is just because I want to be able to kill 1 and 2s still. But also has some game against Planeswalkers, you know, Stubborn Denial, things like that. The other big change I made was removing Liliana of the Last Hope from the main board. And I replaced it with the Tireless Tracker. I think this change is right. I considered a Liliana of the Veil, but I felt like given the changes that card's just too powerful. And I didn't want to cut a Maelstrom Pulse, which was the other decision. So it really came down to like, do I want Maelstrom Pulse? Do I want Liliana of the Last Hope? And I think Maelstrom Pulse was the right answer. Yeah, we lose a little bit of value in recurring our Bloodbraid Elves, but we still have these K commands for that. Sideboard changed quite a bit. We removed the Surgicals altogether. Typically, Grafdigger's Cage is not a card I consider for Graveyard Hate because I'm used to playing Abzan and it shuts off Lingering Souls. So we're going to try that tonight. Nihil Spellbomb, also just dealing with Delve threats where Surgical doesn't really deal with them. We added a Thoughtseize to the board in case we face, you know, Tron, Scapeshift, things like that. There is still a Liliana of the Last Hope. Ooh, I got 2 Thoughtseizes on the board. Oh no, this is bugged. Okay, I was like, why? That can't be right. It's showing a 20 side. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so and then the Liliana Last Hope. So still have 2 Brutalities for burn. Grim Lavamancer, 2 Ancient Grudges. I cut an Anger of the Gods for a Thrun. Tireless Tracker came in place of a Fulminator Mage, and I believe that's pretty much it. Food Chain's gonna be tomorrow. Tomorrow's Legacy. We're gonna play some Food Chain. I've got a list in mind. I'm really excited to play it. It should be a good time. But yeah, I figure Eben really likes his Legacy, and so we'll play some Legacy tomorrow. The other thing that I'm gonna do tonight is there's gonna be no background music. I just want to kind of see how the stream goes without it. I usually run it pretty low, so I don't think it'll be a big deal. We're gonna jump into round 1 here. Competitive Modern League. Any wins tonight is basically an improvement from last night, right? Like we just got crushed by 2 blue-white decks. We did beat Tribal Zoo, but we conceded to them. Yeah, I mean, I've been watching some streams while I work, and a lot of them just don't have any music, and I feel like that's fine. I tend to talk a lot, so we'll just use my voice as the sweet melody. No. Michelle's over there laughing at me.
No.
Man, so let me show you guys. I've been talking about the NRG stream a lot, and this is what came today. So this is all of the equipment. I shouldn't say all. This is most of the equipment that we've bought. So we've got a new camera. We've got a capture card. We got an audio mixer, new headsets. I don't know what this tripod's for. Oh, these are connectors. Windows 10, a bunch of other stuff. So I'm really excited. So we've got Ravine into Confidant, Abrupt Decay, but we have 5 lands, 2 of which are creature lands. This one's tough. If we're playing an aggressive deck, it might be bad. If we're playing a control deck, having 2 creature lands certainly is reasonable. We're on the draw. I'm going to keep, if we draw, we're also down a land from yesterday. We're still playing Jund. Oh, so that's not good. And our opponent has, if they have a 2-drop, their hand's insane. Yep. Okay. Well, Raging Ravine pass. We're gonna get destroyed. Is this plating? Okay, not plating. If they played plating there, I was gonna say something along the lines to my opponent like, "This is pretty much the perfect hand, right?" Signal Pest also would have been better, I guess. So I really want 2 removal spells when I kill the Arcbound Ravager, so I can kill whatever they put it on. So I'm just gonna play this Bob. Did I cut the basic mountain? I did. I talked to David Pound a bit. He's not running mountain at all, and I figured.
It's good enough for David Pound. It's good enough for Brad Kraft.
I figured David knows what he's doing when it comes to Jund. So here the decision is, if I block the Mem Knight, is he just going to sack it to Arcbound Ravager? Our hand needs a lot of help, though. I'm a little punished for not playing the Treetop Village on turn 1. I think I'm just doing this. Yep. So we save a point of damage. Our opponent's likely to sack that or not sack that. Alright, so now I have the Terminate. So I think he has no creature lands. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this now. Forces our opponent to put everything on a single thing, which we can Abrupt Decay next turn. What I wanted to avoid was, like, if he draws something like an Inkmoth or a Blinkmoth Nexus, I don't want him putting the counters on the land. And, yeah, so this is good. So we're doing okay. We're not doing great. Alright, Skoos was a very good draw. So I'm going to get Forest here. And I need green black, right? So I'm gonna wait on this Abrupt Decay in case he draws plating. Assuming this is not a plating. We take 2 down to 6. There's 3 creatures in the yard. We can attack with Treetop Village next turn. The second Skoos I don't think matters, right? So if I fire up Raging Ravine, I don't have another forest. Or if I fire up Treetop Village, this kind of sucks. I think I just need to gain all the life possible this turn. How do we win? What's our math here? So if we attack for... If we go to 7, This is 3, 4, 5. So go to 2. Attack for 7, go to 2. I feel like we're gonna need like a Maelstrom Pulse to win this game. So we take 5, we can go to 10. Yeah, we're gonna need another removal spell. I can't shock and gain enough life, right? Because if I attack with Treetop, that's these 2 lands. I'll have 2 more lands. I go back up to 6. Well, I could shock. But it doesn't seem worth it. Is a second Scooz a better clock? Probably not. Basically, I think it comes down to like Galvanic Blast here. Would be a terrible draw for us. I need to stop naming cards because they're just going to draw them. I wanted to rep Bolt here. Alright, so we're still alive, right? My stream doesn't have any overlay buttons for full screen theater mode? That's weird. That's weird. Thanks for the host, Jeff. Appreciate it. Alright, so we're not dead, right? We can bolt the Volt Scourge, take 2 off the Signal Pass, gain 1 off the Scavenging Ooze, but we need to figure out how we're playing out this turn. We need 1 green source open. So if I fire up the Treetop Village, I can eat 2 things. I can eat 1 thing and bolt. This is gonna be an insanely close game. Am I gonna play at Geek City? No, John, I won't be at Geek City. I'm already qualified for all the RPTQs I can be.
Boom, shakalaka.
So there's 2 more creatures in the yard. I mean, we're still dead to Galvanic Blast. Like, the best draw for us would be like Inkmoth Nexus. He's casting something. Volt Steel Overseer. That's really bad for us. Alright. Another bolt. Well, that keeps us alive too, right? So we bolt the Overseer. We need to eat 2 more things. So bolt the Overseer, eat 2 things, but then we can't fire up Treetop Village this turn. Alright, so we'll just play another Ooze. We're dead to a large number of our opponent's spells. They haven't drawn on a land in a while, though. There's still 2 creatures in the yard as well. Alright, so, ooh, man, we might win this. So, if I fire up Treetop Village, now I can still eat 2 things. Doesn't change the clock at all to eat anything, and I definitely want to represent like I have a spell. Holy... The hold there. We were at 1 at one point? That was really insane. Alright, so now we get to bring in some really good cards. Grim Lavamancer, Anger, God of the Gods, Brutality. Brutality's interesting. Liliana, the Last Hope. Tireless Tracker comes out. Liliana's of the Veil come out. Dismember comes out. Thoughtseize comes out. And can bring in 3 cards, so these Brutalities are probably fine. And is Fulminator Mage good enough? I mean, it kills a lot of their creature lands, right? I feel like we can get to the late game. I feel like Fulminator's fine. It's not great, but I don't think it's fine. I think it's better than any of these other cards. In this matchup, you basically want to turn 2 Tarmogoyf. I think Dismember is much better than Brutality. That's interesting. Oh, are we magic wizards?
What?
We have turn 1 Inquisition and a Bolt. We need to find a land in the next 3 draw steps. And if we find 2 lands, we're just never losing, right? I'm keeping. We might lose. It's fine. I think if we draw a land, we're very, very likely to win this game. Is our opponent going to play a turn 2 or a turn 1 2-drop? No Springleaf Drum? Yeah. Well, we hit our land. So I need an Inquisition here because I want to find like their big threats. So like a Cranial Plating. Instead of bolting that turn. And now it's going to be really hard to lose. So can I just get Forest? If I just get Forest, I want to play this Goyf because I want to start swinging. I want to close this game out because we're so far ahead, I feel like. The question is whether I can just get Forest or not. I don't think so. I think I need to get Stomping Ground. This way, if we draw another bolt, I can double bolt. Cranial Plating was a really good draw. Pretty much need to draw a land now. Taking 8 down to 7. Ooh, didn't attack with Midnight. So now, given... I mean, we have a bolt, I guess. I don't want a bolt here, but I might need the bolt here. I could also Brutality the Scourge, discarding Bloodbraid, and then so I gain 2, I go to 10, and then my opponent's gonna attack me for 6, potentially 7. I go to 3. It's a little scary. If I just hold up the bolt, I only take 1 next turn. I think I'm just holding up the bolt. Oh, he can't equip it instant speed, you're right. He's got double black. Yeah. Good point.
You're right.
Yeah, he's got the mana. You're right. So I do need a Brutality this turn, and I am going to discard the Bloodbraid Elf. All of our 3 mana spells are very high impact. So I should have done that before combat. No, you're fine, babe. Alright, you get -2, drain you. I would have got an extra 2 points of damage in here, right? Because artifact creature, or no, just one damage. So opponent should be at 20. I don't think it's gonna matter based on the power of our Tarmogoyf. Steel Overseer's fine. All right, so really need a land now. Like 6, 7, down to 3. Oh, we found the land. We can get Swamp, go to 2. Swamp, go to 2. Destroy this. Blow this up. We're looking to take 1 damage. Can we attack? I think we have to attack. And I need to do this now, right? I don't want him to get any counters on these. I think I need to attack. Yeah, command will do 2 damage here, blow up plating. And that will put an instant in the yard, so I should do this now. Yeah, I'm attacking. We're gonna go to 1 here. Alright, destroy target artifact. So I'm gonna choose this for an artifact, this for a creature. Attack for 5. Alright, opponent bricked. So now I think I can play Fulminator and still get in for 5. I'm playing this pre-combat. I kind of want him to block with the Ornithopter because if he doesn't have a flying creature, I'm in a good shape. And this kind of represents like he's behind now. So I want to give him the opportunity to throw that creature away. I didn't expect him to, but we're just like dead to a million things though. Fire Zump, Inkmoth. One Infect is fine. Alright. I have Decay and Bolt or Pulse and Bolt. So I want to save Decay for plating, which means I think I want to Bolt this turn. I can either... I don't think attacking with Fulminator matters. So I'm going to hold that back. It's likely only going to get 2 damage in, and the Bolt represents 3 damage. I don't think Pulsing's right, because I want to play around Cranial Plating. He could have a Dispatch, which is another reason to only attack with the Goyf. I mean, I guess it doesn't change much. But I feel like I shouldn't use my Bolt if I don't need to. But the Bolt might just close the game out. Like, if he just takes 2 hits, goes to 1, and I Bolt him. Whereas, like, if I attack with both, I'm kind of, like, priced into using the Bolt if he doesn't block. And I don't think the 2 damage really matters. And, like, I'm content taking 1 Infect. That's fine. And now I should attack with both. This is just lethal, right? He has to have something. Spell Pierce. Wow. Well, he still has to block. He still has to block. So we're still good. Oh, yeah, if we Bolt first, sure. Yeah, because he can't Spell Pierce the Abrupt Decay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, we should have done that differently. So both games were really close. Yeah, if we Bolt first, he's likely not going to Spell Pierce. Just should have swung and made him block. I don't think so. I think we can go for the win there. Because even if he like counters our removal spell, he has to block. He can Spell Pierce the Decay. You're right. This hand's very good. Opponent mulligan to 6. We are on the draw. Playing the mirror by the looks of it. Oh no. Red to black. Well, I have Terminate for Pyromancer. I'm just going to take the Pyro, Thoughtseize next turn, get a tap land, and take the Kolaghan's Command. I could take Fatal Push, and then my Goyf's huge. But given that we're on the draw, I think it's right to just take this. I'm going to take Kolaghan's Command here. And then pass the turn. I think we're just gonna like stick this Lily and it's gonna win. I'm actually going to discard the Tarmogoyf. Funnily enough. I guess I could discard a Bloodbraid Elf. I have 2 of them. We're unlikely to draw a land next turn? Yeah, I'll do this. Well, I think the Goyf's right, actually. Ten out of 10 would fetch basics instead of Blood Crypt. Yeah, okay. That's fair. I could have gotten... Yeah. Opponent hit a land. Yeah, I'm not going to play Bob. No reason to play into their Fatal Push. It doesn't matter. Our opponent still has... a Fatal Push in their hand. Like, I can play Bob or Goyf, it's just gonna die. He's gonna Dreadbore me? That's fine. Oh, I finally found a Lingering Souls. Yep. Alright, so I'm gonna probably end up just Lily minusing here. Maybe I'll just Lily plus, actually. Yep, Lily plussing. If we hit a spell, I probably would have minused. Abrupt Decay. This will allow him to Fatal Push our Bloodbraid Elf, though. I'm probably just okay with that. Wow, he didn't Fatal Push. That's kind of insane, right? Oh, maybe he just wants to save it for the Raging Ravine? I don't know. That seems wrong. Make you discard. Now we get the Fatal Push out of his hand. I do have to shock here, unfortunately. Oh, I guess I could get Swamp, right? So I have green, red. Yeah, I can just get Swamp. Alright. Opponent says that's probably enough. I'm gonna bring in Lavamancer, Brutalities, Liliana, Spellbomb, Grafdigger's Cage, Tireless Tracker. I'm gonna board out. Veil seems just okay. I don't need Dismember. Talities are probably fine. I don't think I need Anger with 2 pulses. Kolaghan's Command goes long. Board out the discard spells. I like that. Dismember for Reveler. I'll probably just rely on Liliana the Veil for that. Do you guys attack each other's mana bases? I don't know. That seems pretty medium. I feel like this is going to play out similar to how Jund or Junk play out. It's just like a top deck war. I might use them on the play. Yeah, I realize they make tokens, but we have a lot of hate for tokens. We have Liliana the Last Hope. We have Maelstrom Pulses. We'll be fine. We have Grim Lavamancer. You bring Fulminators in the Jundmere on the play. We also, like, you typically are trying to hit, like, their Raging Ravines, which they don't have. So I don't think that's right. I think I'm like more inclined to cut a Bolt than a Brutality. Brutality seems really good here. Like snag a Young Pyromancer, steal your Kolaghan's Command. I think it's a Bolt, honestly. It could be a Tracker or an Ooze though. Maybe Ooze is too slow in the early game. It's probably something I want to draw later though. You know what, I'm actually going to cut a Veil. Yeah, yep. Matt and I are on the same page. Yeah, that's a mulligan. Keep this one. I need some interaction for Young Pyromancer. He's going to discard us. So our opponent leaving in our discard, it looks bad for us now, but it's really not all that terrible. Like, it just means that in the late game, when we're both, like, out of resources, they're going to draw theirs, and we're not going to have any. I think I'm fine to run out skews here. I think I wait a turn. I just don't want to get pushed. I'd rather, like, if he somehow casts Lingering Souls this turn. Yeah, that's fine. It's the price we paid. He likely has a Fatal Push. Let's be real. Gonna cube it all? Probably not. So this is a Lingering Souls. Oh no, thought I would get Blood Moon. That's rude. I get Swamp here. And I don't need to bolt. It sucks I can't play. Oh, of course. I would have loved to have this last turn. Thanks, game. Alright. Classic Mana Traders. Fortunately, we had no fetch lands that could get green. I'm gonna get that online just in case. Just in case he has some type of random discard nonsense. Sure, man, I can't cast this anyway. That seemed loose. I would have waited till he drew like a young pyromancer. I'm gonna give him the chance to make the mistake. Him being at 19, I don't think the bolt's worth it. Basically just want all the lands I can get at the moment. I know that seems counterintuitive, but I'm not casting Bloodblade Elf under Blood Moon anyway. Alright, we're both, or I'm empty-handed. Didn't ultimately matter. Discarding the Bloodbraid Elf also makes it look like I have, you know, a land to cast. Jesus. Anybody see this? Anybody see this? Scoop phase indeed. Holy crap. If he removes our Bob, I'm conceding. That's just good deck building. Yeah. Oh, we would have drawn Pulse, but we would have been able to cast it. Alright. So I need to actively fetch basics. I'm also going to bring Inquisitions in on the play to try to snag Blood Moon. And maybe not. I just play around it, right? I'm just going to play around it. Sucks that we can't fetch a green source or a black source. But I'm going to keep. The Thoughtseize is fine here. You can take Bedlams, their hand off and stays full. Yeah. The problem is I don't want to draw them late, right? You'd bring in Anger for sure. I don't want to be too reactive. Like, I think I'm the aggressor in this matchup. Right? Opponent? Thank you so much. I'm gonna get Forest 100%. Get my Goyfs online, have my mana for Bloodbraid Elf through Blood Moon, so I can cast my other spells. Opponent, nice. Put sorcery instant land into his graveyard for me. So I would assume we can kind of conclude they don't have a push, right? Sure. So is he edicting us? Sure. Cast this. Attack your Liliana. I wouldn't say the game's over, but I definitely feel ahead. Fulminator, take out... Can't take out my green source. I'm probably just getting back a Goyf, right? If we hit an untap land? Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna get Swamp here. Alright, we'll float a green. Should have played a tap land. No. If he Blood Moons me, I want my black source. Yep. Turn a Goyf, you discard a card. Shucks. He discarded a Lingering Souls. That might have been an argument to 2 him with the K command and get back Goyf. Maybe that's what I was supposed to do. Like 2 the Fulminator, get back Goyf. He got Sacred Foundry. I don't care too much about the Lingering Souls though, right? Like we're so far ahead. This Treetop Village and the Raging Ravine don't care about Lingering Souls. Sure. Did he hit the push? He did not. Collective Brutality. Alright, I think I'm escalating here. Ooh. Has to be K command. It's gonna looting and then Lingering Souls. I didn't want him to be able to get back Bedlam Reveler. Yep. Sai, you could have won. Please tell me how I could have won. What do I care about more? The Young Pyromancer or the tokens? Yeah, I completely agree with Josh on that assessment. I'm a land short to do all the things. I'm definitely not playing Bob, so I think I'm playing Lavamancer, Maelstrom Pulse. And I think I just want to get the Young Pyromancer off the table. 2, 4, 6. Would I trade Goyf for all of his tokens? I don't think there's a need to. If he makes that play though, he's just like way behind on board, so. You just fire up Treetop. I just feel like if we leave a... Well, that kind of sucks. We have our colors, though, so that's fine. We have red for Lavamancer still. I think we're just 2-ing him every turn. Or Grima Lavamancer is just going to be a Deathrite Shaman for us. Yeah, but Matt, if he draws a Lingering Souls... Sure. If he draws a Lingering Souls, we're in a lot of trouble. I could kill... So if I kill both of these, it's 2 damage next turn. Instead of 4 damage. So yeah, I should just do this. I'm probably using Bob as a removal spell here. Alright, you just die. Good game, opponent. Yep. Like, I realize a lot of those lines are obvious. And maybe I didn't like necessarily follow the lines that everyone else wanted me to or whatever. But like that last line, right? On bolting Goblin Lavamancer to the face. It's probably the right play. But I like to look at all my lines and make sure I'm evaluating them all. Because if I don't, I make a lot of assumptions and I end up kind of screwing myself. Well, that's scary. Well, he drew map for the turn, so that sucks. Just gonna get Troned out of this game. Well, this is our worst matchup. Which of the 100 Tron variants is this going to be? This is going to be green-black Tron. Almost certainly. Walking Ballista? Yep. Kill your Bob? Sure. Might as well try to get some value in with this Liliana. Make my Goyf bigger. Ideally, he goes like Karn, exile your Lily. We go Goyf, bolt your Karn. We can't win now because of the Sanctum of Ugin. Sure, you got an opponent. We're like 2% to win that game. It's not worth playing. Alright, so Dismember out. Inquisitions aren't great. Repticate's fine. Terminate's very bad. Maelstrom Pulse is often too slow, but it does deal with Planeswalkers. Kolaghan's Command also seems kind of loose. I don't know. Is Liliana the Veil like too slow as well? Yeah, we definitely would get Tron playing this deck. Doesn't surprise me at all. Scooz is usually really bad, right? It's just cut Scoozes. So we're gonna need discard. Tron is the most fair deck in Modern. I love it. See you, Dakota. We'll be in the shop Saturday. If you want to stop by. Bolts aren't particularly good. Quill Command or K Command's good like if we're both in top deck mode or if like he's in top deck mode and I can like snipe a threat out of his hand. The bolts are pretty bad though, but I do need to close the game. This one's tough. I don't even really like the grudges, but I think they're necessary for O-Stone. I think I'm cutting bolts. Need to mulligan to a better hand than this. Alright. Going to 5, I guess. Oh yeah, look at that. Just natural Tron. Doesn't need any help whatsoever. F my life. And he drew a star. Well, if we draw a land next turn, I think we're going to be somewhat okay. We have to hit a land next turn, though. We have 22 lands in our deck. I don't remember how odds works. So we have 54 cards in our deck. We have 22 lands. We have 1 draw, and we need 1 success. So we are 40% to draw a land. That's fine. Alright, so Tower's the one that makes 3. Never get the tower last. I'm gonna go for the power plant. We get red here. So we get green red here. That's so sick. That's so sick. Oh, get him. Walking Blister for 1. So I'm gonna bolt this. Well, we know he has Forest in his hand. That's land number 4. Crucible of Worlds. Sick. So he has Tron again. So sick. So sick. Just sickening. This guy's a pro. If we hit Thoughtseize, okay. Our opponent says Tron is good. Sure, man. You keep thinking that. I mean, it's obviously a good deck,
Tron,
but
is that you?
this wasn't about Tron being good. This was just a sick series of draws from our opponent as well. Yeah, Josh explained it, Trifo. Sorry I missed your question. So we can K-Command and blow up the Crucible, which will prevent him from playing another power plant. But I don't know how we're beating this Ugin. If we had, I guess we don't K-Command. I could just Tireless Tracker land and like hope to rip a Pulse next turn. I just think it's our opponent's like, Tron's good. Like, we mulled to 5. We bricked on a land. And then they had, like, the answer to our Fulminators in the Crucible of Worlds. So this is Ugin. He's going to -3 or... Oh, sure. Sure, man. You got me. Oh, yeah. If you're going to see Tron online, it's going to be the normal Tron. Very rarely will you see, like, Blue Tron. There's a couple guys who only play Blue Tron, but... Ugin got a makeover? Yeah. Yeah, he got an upgrade to Ulamog. Sand seems fine, as long as we're playing against a fair deck. If we're playing against an unfair deck, we're going to be sad.
Damn, son.
Sulfur Falls tapped. That's interesting. So no fetch lands or shock lands in our opponent's hand? They keep a 1-lander? Or did they keep like the old double Sulfur Falls hand? I feel like they might have the double Sulfur Falls hand, guys.
Guess what? You'll find out.
It could be like blue-red Pyromancer. I'm just gonna fetch. Get. So there's some debate here on getting a basic, but then I can't play Lily next turn. So I probably played the wrong fetch land, is what it came down to. We could get Blood Moon out of this game. Oh, it's Jeskai? Sure, okay. Well, we found our... Probably not playing Blood Moon at this point, but I'm not going to risk it. Bolt's not particularly good in the matchup. And I kind of want my lands for this Tireless Tracker. Probably draw more, though, if I ever get to make a clue with this. So... Can discard Bolt next turn if we don't draw a land. It's just really weird that they wouldn't lead on Colonnade Judgment, because Sulfur Falls has the potential to come into play untapped, so it leads me to believe that they kept a one-lander. Path to Exile. Probably have a Snapcaster Mage then. Probably want to wait on the tracker, right? Like I'm expecting Snap Path, and I want to protect this Liliana. I could just not play a creature. Tracker, fetch, go. I'm worried that it's going to get countered. I have a feeling this is going to get logic knotted. The thing is next turn he might end up getting Cryptic Mana. So I think I have to pull the trigger on this. And then like if he does counter it, we can tick up. We don't really want to discard Verdant Catacombs though. So yeah, this... I'm assuming this is a snap in response so that we can't go fetch land, pop fetch land, but that doesn't work for our respondent. So this has to be a logic knot, you know. I think I'm just going to leave Lily alone. He has all spells. We have all spells. My spells are still good. And I want lands for Raging Ravine. Well, the other reason to fire off Tracker there is so like next turn we can K command and get back Tracker. And then if he counters it on the end step, like we can land a Goyf. Sure. I assume this is like, he's setting up for like a snap bolt now. Field of Ruin kind of sucks because we don't have any mountains in our deck. I think I'm actually discarding Bolt here. Alright, certainly has a Snapcaster Mage in his hand. So I could go Snap Helix, in which I will respond with to your snap, get back my Tireless Tracker. It's Josh Collier, Joe. Opponent's wasting a lot of their clock here, and this matchup's likely going to go long. Like, we're on turn 5, and they're at 20 minutes. Austin is here screeching at you? Why is he screeching? Opponent finally making a line here. Oh, sure. Sure, I'll float a red. I'll get my forest just in case they have a blood moon. I don't know why they would, but you never know. It's possible that they have a Jace, which would be a reason to go for this now, so they can untap and try to resolve a Jace. That's fine. I think I'm going to go with them discard a card, us get back Tireless Tracker now. Do need a Fetch Shock though. Someone tell me... Oh, I had a red floating, right? Forgot I had a red floating. So there's the Jace. Fate Seals himself. I was wondering why I thought that Moto bugged on me because I cast it with just these two cards. Alright, Colonnade tapped. How did the Tron matchup play out? Well, we got skunked 0-2. Destroyed us game 1. Game 2, we Inquisition on 1. He had Natural Tron in hand. We mulled a 5. We actually drew turn 4 Fulminator. We actually drew it on turn 3, but we didn't have 3 lands. So turn 4 we Fulminated. Turn 5 we Fulminated, and we still lost because he went Crucible of Worlds. Opponent had an embarrassment of riches and proceeded to destroy us. This is essentially what it came down to. Eh, it happens, you know. It is what it is. So, Bloodbraid Elf is probably our best draw here. I mean, we don't even really mind if we draw lands and spells. I'd prefer not to draw land, mostly because I don't want to lose tempo and having to crack clues, but it is what it is. Our opponent could be on some type of Miracle deck, and maybe they're trying to decide if they can like opt Terminus or opt Miracle or something. Need Cavern or on Berserker to kill Jace. And we have 2 Maelstrom Pulses in our deck. We have Bloodblade into Maelstrom Pulse. We have ways. We're also just threatening it. And if they fire up Colonnade, we can trade with a Colonnade. What's missing out of the yard? Is it... It's not sorcery, right? Or is it? It is sorcery. There's currently no sorceries in the yard. Interesting. So one of our best draws is probably Inquisition. I guess Thoughtseize would probably be the best. Man, our opponent is taking a long time. Dreadbore would be good here. It'd be okay. Is he pathing us? Lightning Helix on the Tireless Tracker? Sure. So we need not that. So I kind of want to pressure this Jace, right? And this Lily just dies to a Colonnade anyway. Yeah, our opponent is definitely slow playing. That's fine. We'll continue to play this out. I think we're behind, but as long as we're ahead on clock, I'll continue to play. This is Serum Visions. If it's a Serum Visions, Lily gets to stay around. I like that. Our opponent could just be lagging. Remember that Moto is just a sink of RAM, and it's very possible that there's a memory leak going on in their computer and they're unable to do anything, and all of these clicks take a million years. So they put one card on top, which means they're drawing it right now. Nope, our opponent sucks.
Okay.
So Helix the Bob, that's fine. Is this Snap Path? Oh, Geist. Interesting.
Guys.
Geist is a good card.
I love Geist.
How much do you want your Jace? I think I'm going to start by popping a clue. In case we hit Liliana the Veil. Did not hit Liliana the Veil. And now my opponent has to pressure this Liliana. But they are at 26. Raging Ravine's a lot of damage though. And they can't really attack with Geist other than just take 4. Geist is a good card. Alright, so again, Liliana's not going to be pressured. That's fine. So we can eat one of their Snapcaster mages. Bottom. I know you guys can't see the chat, so I'm just narrating. So far, one card's on the bottom, and they're deciding on the other. Top. What do we cast in our opponent? Is this another Jace? It looks like another Jace. Cryptic Command, return, draw a card. Yeah, that's pretty good. I will take this time to get a land. Or gain a life, rather. Alright, I think we pop a clue again. Try to hit Liliana. Thoughtseize is not particularly good. Am I supposed to fire it off, though? We know they put a card on top, so I do want to Thoughtseize it. Yep. Glad I did that. And I crunch for 5. Yeah, I mean, the Serum Visions was very good for him. It drew him into that Cryptic Command, right? Jesus. 3 Cryptic Commands in a row, guys. 3 Cryptic Commands in a row. Alright, how many creatures do we have? We have 1, 2...
So it's gone well over there.
3 creatures, so I can eat one here. I'm so angry that they drew 3 cryptics in a row. The Moto Shuffler's not broken at all. If he's on a toaster, this is not the deck to be playing. Yeah, that's fair. So now we need to draw
that.
Not that. So now we're just dead, right? We can go to 7. That's not enough. Well, we have a lot to bring in here, so that's good. I want Anger for Geist? Probably not. Do I even need this Grafdigger's Cage? Is the popsicle good? Michelle? She said yes.
Just lime.
I'm kind of off the Fulminator plan. Like, I want to answer Colonnades. So is BBE John enough to make it competitive again? I think so. I feel like I have a lot of cards for this matchup. I think Cage is too narrow. Since they're Jeskai, they probably don't have Detention Sphere. Though they might bring it in. Brad's pretty mad at it. Thanks. Agriac, thank you for the follow. 2 cards. I kind of just want them to be Bolt. I think I'm just going to board out the Bolts. Would you still eat it if it wasn't good?
Me?
Yeah.
Probably. Fatty.
Wow, this has some insane cards in the matchup, but we need to draw lands. I think I have to mulligan. Alright, this is still a good hand. Shock Serum Visions. Provo would have kept that. Yeah, maybe. So our opponent topped one, bottomed one. So I went with Confidant here because if he Bolt or Helixes this, ooh, that was a good draw. So we need green red by the looks of it. Path, Jace, Gideon. I think we can beat Gideon, right? With this Bloodbraid Elf. Should just take the path, play the Goyf. Goyf's huge. Hope to draw a land next turn. Opponent drew Serum Visions. Bottom. Tanking again. Alright, so if we draw a land. So opponent actually made a mistake here, right? Because they can't fetch now. Because their hand is double Flooded Strand. Unless I guess they drew. No, because they drew Serum Visions for the turn. Oh, so they drew Steam Bends off the Serum Visions. That was lucky for them. I think Bloodbraid Elf is better than the tracker here. Kind of want to get green. Am I supposed to shock? Given their hand, I think I'm shocking. And I want to get a second red source for Field of Runes. Alright, opponent. What you got? Core Inc., thank you for the follow. Sorry, the delay on that. I was thinking about my turn. Ugh. Well, that was painful. Alright, so this represents Cryptic, so I will try to go to combat. If our opponent rips a Supreme Verdict, they are a amazing individual. Tap all creatures, draw a card. So now we play Lily. And I am going to tick up. I'm just going to discard the tracker. I can get it back with the Kolaghan's Command. Thank you, sir. My wife and I work hard on it. She does all of the overlays and graphics. I work full time, so we only stream 3 days a week, but you know, I try. I appreciate quality. Discarded Flooded Strand. So like discarding lands means they're less likely to be able to snap Cryptic. He doesn't have double white for a Verdict. Is he gonna bounce something? That doesn't seem very good. God, stop it. Stop it. So much damage. Alright, so 2 at Jace, 3 there. Now I think this is enough to win, right? I don't think I need this Goyf. You just basically need to make sure I don't kill myself with this Bob. We've taken 5 off of Bob so far. Babe, would you be able to make me a Mana Traders logo, like using their assets on their website?
Like sponsored by
Yeah.
me, a logo.
The problem is that the Mana Traders part of their logos just text on their website, and their logo is just the icon image.
What I
Like they have this little icon image looking thing. If you go to manatraders.com, you can see it.
Text. They don't have a logo.
They do. It's like not on the main page though. I don't know how to explain it. I can show it to you later if you want.
You're gonna have to show them.
I can always edict myself. Yeah. I can also K command and terminate it. Gideon's fine, right? Alright guys, so let's say I terminate the Knight Ally. Do I win? 3, 6, 7. So I can eat 2 creatures, and that's 10. Do I go for this? I guess I get to make the decision. Yeah, okay. Sure. God, stop taking damage. Holy crap. Now I have to kill Gideon. And now I play Goyf Lavamancer. And I'm gonna edict myself and kill this Bob. Alright. This is my board. Okay. On the draw. Uptick first. Yeah, like the plan was like kill his dude, uptick to figure out what I need to attack. If he discards, then I get to kill him. And if he has a spell there, that's fine. He showed me 4 mana walkers, so decays aren't really that good. I think I want this Thoughtseize on the draw. And I think the Liliana of the Last Hope is too slow. Yeah. Good hand. I think I just take the Jace, right? Because we're kind of land light, and I don't want him to run away with the game. Yeah. So we're probably just running this Bob out there. It's going to die, but it's going to take our opponent off of his turn. And then hopefully we get to resolve the Fulminator Mage. So they put one top, one bottom. Shocked. Oh, another Serum Visions. If I Fulminator the Colonnade, yeah, that's a thought too. But I have this K command, so like, I don't want the burn really going at my face. It's like I'm kind of okay with him just killing the Bob. I could Inquisition here and play tap land. All right, we'll take that line now that we drew Inquisition. They have a second Colonnade. I have Mountain in hand, so I need green, black. I have 6 points of burn. We're at 11. They have a land in hand and an unknown. I can't cut them off a color anymore. Yep. We're just never lucky. Pretty good. So I assume that's a land. Yep. He just bottomed a land. Yeah, we're down on 24, Jeff. We had 25 yesterday. We flooded a lot. Like way too much. I mean, this was a two-laner that if it drew one land, like, we were going to go off. Way behind on tempo. That's insane. I swear to God there's something wrong with the Moto Shuffler. I swear to God there is. Alright, game one on our third and final match. Gonna keep this hand. Ah, the Jundmere. We can be patient here. Our hand's pretty good against discard as well, so if I play an ooze, it grows Tarmogoyfs. So there's really no point in playing them. Like, given our hand, until we can actually play Liliana, I don't think we're supposed to play a Scavenging Ooze. We've had the exact same start, which is interesting. Yes, the old tap land. This is actually kind of funny. If he plays Blackleaf Cliffs, I'm gonna laugh. Okay. So this is Bloodbraid Elf. Yep. Inquisition. He's gonna take my K command is the problem. I think I'd rather just bolt this and save my life, and then untap Lily, start ticking up. I guess if I tick up, yeah, I can tick up with a bolt, yeah, for the Raging Ravine or another Bloodbraid. I don't think we cast command here. I think that would be wrong. I think there's no point in taking 3 damage. The K command does 2 to him and makes him discard a card. Yeah, that's fine. At the cost of like 3 life and a lot of tempo loss. So, like, let's say I K command there, right? Now I need to deal with Bloodbraid Elf, keep my Lily alive and protected against their bolts and the Raging Ravine. So I'd have to bolt on my turn, which means I'm down a mana and now my Liliana isn't protected. So, like, I don't think casting command there was right. Opponent really tanking on what to discard. Like, I would have been all for the K command if we could somehow snag the Bloodbraid with it and make them discard. Alright, Goyf goes to the bin. That's probably right on our opponent's side since you just play Goyf and I'm just going to Lily minus. So it looks like another Bloodbraid from our opponent. Yep. This one gets Bob. Bob enters. Bloodbraid dies. Please pass priority so I can kill your Bloodbraid Elf. So I think I'm just putting everything on the table here. Oh, that was kind of a mistake, actually. I should have just minused to kill the Bob and used the Bolt to protect the Raging Ravine. That was a punt. This does kind of force my opponent to answer the Ooze to like get it out of the way. So the opponent discarded another Goyf. It's interesting. Ransom61, thank you for the follow, sir. Scooge trades with Ravine, but also it doesn't kill Lily. Like, Ravine doesn't kill Lily. And if he takes his whole turn off to attack the Lily, I'm probably just going to let it happen. Because I'll get a spell out of his hand more than likely. And I can also attack back. I'm going to be eating his Bloodbraid Elves, more than likely, and I'll probably just eat one. So I think I'm going to have to fetch Shock. Unless he taps out. God, opponent just hits the perfects, man. 3 Bloodbraid Elves. It's pretty gross. What's it like? Have I mentioned that the Moto Shuffler is bugged and you draw 3 ofs? Have you noticed that there's 3 Bloodbraid Elves and 3 Lightning Bolts? Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Shocked and alarmed. So this isn't even very good for our opponent. I could kill Lily here. I could play Goyf, tick up. But that's weak to a Fatal Push. I could tick down, play Goyf. I think it's better to probably... It's probably just Goyf, tick up. If he had Fatal Push, he probably just would have pushed the Ooze. No, he had it. Edict, activate Ravine. I thought about that line, but then if he has a second Lily, he just gets our Goyf. This was the... Since we were behind, I took the higher risk play. That's basically what it came down to. Also, our opponent didn't tick up, so their hand's insane. Please have the 4th Bloodbraid Elf opponent. Sure. This seems aggressive. What's our opponent gonna do when we just like draw a bunch of Bloodbraid Elves? Alright, so they don't have push mana open, but they do have bolt mana open. I think I'm supposed to go for it this turn. Opponent has the bolt. Why do you wait? Why do you wait? Now they get to take our Goyf. Alright, my turn to draw Bloodbraid Elf. Nope, just a Blackleaf Cliffs. So 5, 8, 12. Yeah, that's game. No, it didn't go well at all. Alright, no. Brutality's kind of medium here, right? Just kills Dark Confidants. Lavamancer can help deal with Planeswalkers, get all of this nonsense out. Josh1206, thank you for that follow. I want Dismember. Bolter, okay. All of this is good. Guess I can cut one bolt. This isn't the matchup for Thrun. This isn't the matchup for Thrun, guys. The reason you don't want Thrun is because a lot of the times these come down to just single creature boards, and Thrun just gets eaten by a Liliana. Alka44, thank you for that follow. Opponent has the bolt or the push. Is this going to be another game where we never draw a third land? Ooh, we got there. Alright, so I'm just going to take this turn to Fulminator and get ahead. Need double black, right? How has Jason Bloodbraid Elf affected the meta? Jace has kind of warped the meta in the sense that like everyone's running bolts again instead of fatal pushes. I don't think he's been very impactful from like a winning games point of view. Like people are playing him, but so Lily's actually not very good here. I'm actually gonna take this turn and make him discard and get back Fulminator, and then strip him out of another land, unless we draw a land for Bloodbraid. Golgari Charm, that's interesting. Is the meta completely different? Not really. I'm just gonna get Swamp here. Oh, okay. I couldn't cast Abrupt Decay. That was a really weird Moto situation that just happened. Land's pretty good here. Kind of like tracker fetch land. I think just keeping my opponent off lands is good. These lilies are going to be relegated to removal spells. Like, I'm so far ahead, I think 2 clues isn't much different than 1 clue. It's possible that it was right, though, since I'm likely to hit a card like Abrupt Decay or Terminate. Yeah, no, you're right when I think about it more. It does mean my opponent like gets to draw out of some things though. Alright, so black, black. Probably playing ooze here, right? Take a creature on the way out.
God, this guy's absolutely fuck me. You guys suck.
Keep this one. Sack a creature. Play this. Attack. Bloodbraid Elf isn't Rhino. That's true. I do like me some Rhino. Oh, that's kind of shitty. So this goes to 4. Alright, so let's just draw a bolt and end it. Alright. Alright, well that was pretty smooth. On the draw I want a bolt back in, and I will cut a Scavenging Ooze. He has a mountain in his deck, must be why he's losing. Yeah, we cut our mountain.
Probably why you were losing.
I mean, we got triple Bloodbraided game 1, so we lost. And then we double Fulminated him, and so we won. Do you think our opponent's like boarding differently now that we showed the Fulminator nonsense? Should we be boarding out our Fulminators on the draw in favor of discard? Probably not, right? Do I play paper? I like the way you play. Have you ever won anything? So I've got a few stories. I've never won a big event. I've top 8'd a couple. My first ever competitive event, like competitive REL event, was an SCG Open, and this is when they were still day 1s. It was during the Jund Monsters Mono Blue, Mono Black, like Theros Ravnica block standard. It was my first ever competitive event. I had played it, tested on Cockatrice like a ton. I had this Naya aggro deck with Loam Lion, or not Loam Lion, Fleecemane Lion, Gorkling Rampager, Advent of the Worm, a Johnny, which Voice of Resurgence, Selesnya Charm, and the reason it was basically the green-white deck, but I was splashing red for Mizium Mortars out of the sideboard, and I had Boros Charm in the main. I had Boros Charm and Gorkling in the main, and what I loved about the deck was on turn 4, they'd like tap out, attack you, or not even attack you, but they'd tap out, and Shocklands were in the format, so like people were 18 a lot. And so like what my deck would do frequently is like end of step Advent of the Worm, make a 5/5 trample, untap, play 5th land, play a Johnny, make the 5/5 flying double strike Gorklan Rampager. And like I won at least 4 or 5 games throughout the tournament just doing that. And I ended up top 8ing, and it was like 11 o'clock at night. And back then the opens were day 1, and then day 2 was just the top 8. But for this particular event, they decided to play the first round, the quarterfinals of the top 8. They decided to play those that night. And so I had to stick around and play at 11 o'clock at night, and I got crushed by Mono Blue, which was a tough matchup for me. But
Did you tell him how you forgot to play your third land?
you can actually, if you Google my name, Brad Brown, and you Google SCG Open on YouTube, or search for it on YouTube, you can find a video of me playing for top 8. Like, it's I think it was a 9-round event, so it was like round 7. If I won, I could double draw in. And I like was so nervous because it was my first ever event that I just didn't play my third land on my turn.
Your police main.
Or I made a tons of mistakes. If you go back and watch it, it's really funny to watch. So what do we think he's playing here for 3 mana? Is this just a Lily? Sure. What should I discard? The Terminate's not really appealing. What do we think should be discarded, guys? He's always been this bad. Thanks, Austin. Josh found the video. I think I'm supposed to discard a Tireless Tracker, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I feel like it's Tracker. Terminate's my only answer to Ravine and any big threat. I agree. Wrong video.
Bit of a flight from...
Okay, so the video that Josh linked just now is actually a really good one too. I played Joe Lissette for day 2 at the Louisville Open, and I'm on Abzan. This is during Eldrazi Winter. He's on Tron, and I keep a hand that's really good against Eldrazi, and he just destroys me in 2 games. I think I'm just playing Lily. I don't even think I'm playing Lily. I want this Bloodbraid Elf. I think I'm just going to discard Lily. Oh, man, I don't know. That's why we subscribe. Yeah. I think I'm just starting my own Lily here. Why is this in his deck? I don't understand. So we're gonna terminate this. We're gonna hope he doesn't have a bolt. He already, well, he hasn't used a bolt. He's down to 2 cards though. Here I'm probably discarding Goyf in favor of the Tracker. It's definitely there, Josh. I can find it. Alright, so he has another Lily. So a land, if he plays another Lily, a land here is really good for us. Oh, this is a Bloodbraid Elf into Scavenging Ooze. Okay, deal. Take 3. Alright, come on, land off, Bob. Yeah. Doing it. Just gonna get a forest here since we're at 11. Could attack, but I think Bob's gonna run away with this game. Has a fatal push for the Goyf. Interesting. Maelstrom Pulse for the tracker. That's pretty good. Kind of want to block now. If I take 5 and go to 8, the Raging Ravine's a problem. I think I just need to hit Bloodbraid Elf. So I need to eat some things here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures in the yard. He can eat 2 things, so I should definitely eat 2 things right now. So I'll eat Goyf. Bob? Alright, I need our opponent to brick for a turn. I'll definitely block Confidant on Ooze, Ooze on Bloodbraid Elf. So this is probably a K command. Which is really unfortunate for us. Oh, okay. Yeah, he gets to get back Bloodbraid here. So I dismember his Ooze. Kill. It's Bradley Brown, yeah. So what's he gonna eat? Because I'm gonna eat whatever he eats in response. Eating my tracker. All right, I think we're in good shape here. As long as he doesn't hit anything insane off this. Bob's okay. Not blocking. There's plenty of fodder in the yard. Ugh. Well, that's not what you want to see. K command? Every time I look, your opponent just has another Bloodbraid Elf. Did you try drawing one? Yeah, I wish. This is a Liliana? I don't care too much about Liliana. Liliana, the Last Hope, doesn't do much. If he minuses, we eat Confidant? Killing Bob doesn't do much. It's fine. It's not bad. Get this off the field while I can. Play Goyf. And I don't think it's worth playing Bob here. I'm just going to eat 3 things. And hopefully that's lethal. So I'm just going to eat 2 things here just in case he has a K command. Yeah, Scavenging Ooze is a pretty insane card. I like it a lot more in Jund than in Abzan, mostly because Abzan has Path Exile, but I think Reed Duke not running Path and running Oozes is like, I think Reed essentially values Scavenging Ooze the same way that Jund does within the Abzan shell. So this is 13. There's still plenty of fodder. This is probably a fire up the Raging Ravine block kind of situation. It's pretty good. So let's eat your ooze. And is there any other creatures in his yard? No. Can eat a Confidant. Although I do want to... Well, I can just play Bob if he goes for the Raging Ravine here. I should have held that land. Why no attack with the man land? I just felt so far ahead. Our opponent gets to draw 1 card a turn. I didn't want to get in a situation where our opponent can, you know, like if their last card is Bolt and they draw a Bolt, and if we tap out, well, I guess, no, I probably should have. It wasn't lethal though, right? No, it wasn't lethal. So yeah, my play was better. All right, so we ended 3-2. We played Tron, Jeskai Control. We played the Mirror. Let's go back to the play lobby. Yeah, we had lethal without it and it didn't change the clock. I think that's why we don't attack with the creature land. We also had things to do with our mana. We had Eat the Graveyard, we had Play Bob, and we had Crack Clues. So I don't think attacking with the creature land was correct. Why am I blanking on what we played? Because I've been working all day and now my brain is mush. So we just played the Mirror. And then we played Jeskai. Oh right, we played Affinity in 2 really close games. Those are some good games if you want to go back and watch them. Then we played Mardu Pyromancer, Jeskai Control, the Mirror, and Tron. Yeah, that's what. Nebs, thank you for that follow. So yeah, overall, you know, I think Jund is a strong deck. I still think let me put it a few ways. First of all, I do think you want 25 lands. I also think Tireless Tracker should be an auto include in the deck. And I think running the 25th land helps with the Tireless Tracker. We could probably trim on some removal. Maybe like one Maelstrom Pulse or the Abrupt Decay, depending on your meta. The sideboard actually seemed really strong. You're gonna lose to Tron. I've been saying it for years. We ran Fulminator tonight, but when I played Abzan, I just never ran Fulminator Mage. And that was mostly because I just conceded my Tron matchup. I said, if I play Tron, I'm just gonna lose to it anyway. So why put any sideboard cards in it at all? I actually got 24th at an open not too long ago at Indy with Abzan, and I was splashing blue for Ceremonious Rejection for 3 of them. I had a single Breeding Pool in the deck, I think. And it was actually really good. I played Lantern twice that tournament, and I Ceremonious Rejectioned Ensnaring Bridge like 2 or 3 times, and my opponents never saw it coming. It was just insane. And then I played like Eldrazi Tron, and I Ceremonious Rejected like an Ugin or a Karn or something, or an Ulamog maybe, and my opponent was just like dumbfounded. So that's, you know, if like you really want to beat those decks, like that's what I would do. It's not great, and like there's a real cost for running Breeding Pool in your deck, and you certainly wouldn't do it in Jund. I know David's tried it before, but you would run a Watery Grave instead of a Breeding Pool. Yeah, there's no Fatal Push in the main board. I think this is kind of what we were talking about earlier. I think Jace has really like warped the format, so that Fatal Push just isn't very good right now. Some lists run a singleton Fatal Push. I decided I wanted to Dismember instead. It deals with Reality Smasher, Thought-Knot Seer, opposing Tarmogoyfs. It still deals with those kind of cards. So I think the Dismember is probably just a better flexible slot than a singleton Fatal Push. It also kills Colonnade, just like Fatal Push does. So Dismember kills off a few more things with a little bit more of a drawback, but I think that's fine. It was something I wanted to try tonight, and Dismember was actually, it was very good for us. There's also just like a lot of like Bant or Collected Companies decks that are just running like 3 mana things that you want to kill that Fatal Push can't kill. Yeah, so I think Austin actually kind of hit a good point. I think Grixis Shadow is actually like really good right now, and that might be what we try to play next week. Jace is kind of like, everyone was like, all right, Jace is in the format. I want to play Jace. And so everyone's like, okay, now you need to play Lightning Bolt. But Jace is starting to become less popular because people are realizing that Jace just doesn't, you know, it's just not very good. And, you know, Grixis Shadow kind of died off because if they just bounce your Delve threat, then you're just kind of screwed. But I think you can beat that. I know you said Traverse Shadow, but I'm saying I think Grixis Shadow is still a deck. I understand what you said, Austin. I'm telling you how I feel. I think Traverse Shadow is definitely a good deck too. I definitely want to play it. It is going to be... I'm going to run Traverse Shadow with a singleton copy of Bloodbraid Elf to go get. We'll see how that goes. Shadow is good. Shadow is definitely good. And Dismember is free with Bloodbraid Elf. That is a good point, Mad Robot. So that was kind of my theory behind it. I really like Tireless Tracker. I think all of these green-black X decks right now should be running Tireless Trackers. There's a couple of other decks I want to explore as well. There's a blue-red Pyromancer deck that I want to play, featuring Disrupting Shoal. I've kind of got a list I'm working on. What do I think of Red-Green Eldrazi? I think it's a fine deck. It's, you know, it's kind of like... Red-Green Eldrazi is kind of like the old Bant Eldrazi decks, but it's kind of better for the current meta because Eldrazi Obligator is a good card right now. Like, if a meta ever makes it so Eldrazi Obligator is bad, then that deck just isn't very good. Thoughts on Burn? Burn's a tier 1 deck. It'll always be a tier 1 deck. If you have it, play it. Mardu Pyromancer sometime soon? I would play Mardu Pyromancer. I think this is what I'll say about decks, is that if you subscribe for $9.99, I play your deck once a month. It doesn't cost you any additional money. You don't have to donate anything. You just subscribe for $9.99. It gets you more than just that benefit. You can find all of the benefits for subscribing, and the information are below the stream. I'm definitely down to play decks that people want to see. And like, I want you guys to get the content that you want. But, you know, at the same time, I also expect, you know, I want to, if I'm paying for my time, then I'm going to play the decks that I want to play. But if you subscribe and you want a deck to be played, I'm certainly all ears, certainly open to that kind of stuff. So just something to consider. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. Hit that follow button. Helps me out a lot. Trying to get partner this year. A couple other announcements. Sponsors. Stream is sponsored by OCM MTG. OCM MTG is a vendor out of the Midwest run by Chris Balls. He's a fantastic guy. If you're looking for a small business to support within the Magic community, he would be it, in my opinion. You can find more information over his website, ocmmtg.com. I'm also sponsored by Nerd Rage Gaming. Nerd Rage Gaming is a vendor out of Chicago, whereas Chris is a vendor out of Iowa. Nerd Rage is doing a championship series this year, and it's big. They're doing one CT a month, which is kind of like, it's almost like an open would be for SCG. If you win a CT, if you spike a CT, it's a $2,000 cash event. You get qualified to their championship at the end of the year, which is a $10,000 event. There's no entry fee to that if you're qualified. You just show up and you play for money. The next CT is in Madison, and it is it's on March 10th. It's going to be modern. It's going to be huge. The coverage improvements we've made are going to be insane. I'll be doing coverage with Matt Bamonte, and it should be a great time. If you can't make it out to the event, you know, my wife said, if you can't make it out to the event, you're dead to me. No, but if you can't make it out to the event, tune in to Twitch. It's Nerd Rage Gaming Live. I'll throw it in the...
Did they ever find that video of you?
Yeah, they did. That's their Twitch. So go over, hit the follow button, and we'll see you on the 10th. Like I said, if you can make it out, make it out. Well, there's a lot of big names who are coming out. I think Adrian Sullivan's going to be there. Sam Black, I know, is going to be there. Justin Cohen's going to be there. Caleb D's going to be there. And I don't know if Tenjum's still going, Matt, because he like top 8'd that GP. But hopefully Andrew Tenjum's going to be there as well. So I'm excited. It's going to be a blast to do coverage for. Hopefully there's a crap ton of Bloodbraid Elves and Jaces and all kinds of nonsense going on. It should be a good time. Yeah, you can shove a list my way, Austin. For sure. But yeah, my wife and I are going to... I don't want to go now because the competition's going to be so good. Hey man, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. I don't shy away from that. I think the opportunity to sit down across from someone like Adrian Sullivan like drives me to want to go to the event more than anything else. My dream of playing Magic is like not at the local level. Like I went to the Pro Tour, I played people like Kai Buddy, who you know, he isn't like big anymore, but he's a Hall of Famer. He's considered one of the best players ever. And just like sitting down and playing against him is just an amazing feeling. So real quick, Ronnie K Radio, Mad Robot 18, and Undercover Lemur, thank you so much for the follows.
Undercover Lemur.
My wife loves your name, Undercover Lemur. Yeah. But anyway, that's going to be it for me tonight. Tomorrow we're going to be playing some Legacy Food Chain. That should be fun. I don't play a whole lot of Legacy, so I'll probably be fumbling through that format. Think about Dreadborn main deck. It's really good against Tron. I would have to disagree. I think the key to beating Tron is to not let their permanents hit the battlefield. If they hit the battlefield, you're probably losing. I agree that it answers their cards, but so does Maelstrom Pulse. But yeah, Let's get the punt counter ready for tomorrow. Yep. All right, I'm going to go watch Coco with my wife, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night.